Okay, let's refresh the page once again. Everyone done with the uploading? Okay. If you go to the folder you have uploaded just now, you see a subfolder named Chamgui something. If you go to that, you see your project files. If you go to the named folder, you see your named run file will run step 4 equilibration.inf and step 5 production inf in here. Step 4 equilibration files are actually just minimize the energy for MD simulation first part. I won't be describing much about this. And step 5 is the production, or is running the NPT simulation, and we'll get the results from these input files or these steps, step 5. So first step 4 and then step 5. Okay, and we are gonna need Slurm batch file for running this input file. I have created a Slurm file default or template.
Okay, so how many have retained the knowledge from the OSC tutorial? What is a Slurm file? Do you remember, any of you? Okay, so you have the file that's going to communicate with the program NAMD or GROMACS, whatever you use, and those are the input files. But you have to tell the supercomputers, I want to run this input file with this MD engine for this much time. And that file structure is called Slurm file. Okay, so Slurm is going to do is like, is going to tell the supercomputer, I'm going to run which program, what input file, and for how long. Okay, so you'll be using Slurm for genomics, you'll be Slurm for modeling, like whatever you want to do with the supercomputer, you'll be using Slurm. It's a Unix-based file. And then the input files are just for the NAMD or the GROMACS. And just as a fun fact, the NAMD acronyms, NAMD, the authors never told this, the authors Klaus Schulten, they never told what is the acronym stands for. But I think like they meant it not another MD simulation. Yes, because there have been, by that time, there are so many was popping up, charm, and it's like not another MD. So that's the NAMD for, okay. It's pronounced as NAMD, not another MD simulation.
Okay, let me explain the supercomputing system once again. I mean, when you click on the clusters and open a new shell access, you are actually logging to the login node of that supercomputer. You can't submit or you can't work with those login node. You will need another system to submit your work. And that is what Dr. Amit was telling you. You will need a Slurm batch system, or you should think about it as another, what should I call? Another system for running your work. So you have to write a Slurm script to run your work on the compute node from the login node. I don't know if I can explain it clearly.
So do you remember the difference between compute node and login node? Yes. Okay. So good. For those who don't remember, there are dedicated, like roughly like 100 CPUs or something, where people just log in from all over the world and they do their stuff. And then there are other nodes, hundreds of thousands, that can be only accessed from the login node. Login node can be accessed from anywhere. The other ones can be only accessed from the login node. So you are supposed to go to the login node and send your job to the compute node.
Yeah. And to submit your work to the compute node, you will need a system, which we are using here is Slurm. And we need a Slurm script for submitting our job. Okay. Oh, okay. So go to your job section, cluster section, and open ON shell access. You'll see a terminal view like this. Right.
So is anybody having problem with the terminal part of the OSC?
I'm having some trouble.
Oh, you having problem?
Yeah, I can't type.
Oh, you cannot type.
Browser type.
That's good. Yes.
Oh, yes. It's just
Okay.
just hang on. Okay. Okay, so if you type the command ls, you'll see your folder in it. That is, for me, it's charm GUI 3. I think for you it will be charm GUI. Can you see that folder? I think you can. If you type ls in the shell, you'll see your directory that that you have uploaded just now. For me, it's charm GUI 3, but for you, it will be, I think, charm GUI. Can you see that? Right. Okay, so let me just copy some files. Right. Okay, this is the example bash script or Slurm bash script. This actually tells you how to tells the computer or the system how to submit your file or input file.
Yeah, but we have a problem here. I think, like, how many of you know how to write an editor in Linux? Have you used VI or VIM?
Okay, okay. Let me just
let
me just do another quick around. Okay,
yeah,
so
VI is a little difficult to learn, so let's use something else.
no, there's a workaround for this in OSC system. You can go to the charm GUI from file section and then go to the charm GUI. Oh, sorry. For me, it will be.
Okay, yeah, follow that one. That's easy to type to. Whatever. So how do they get the step 4? Oh, how do they start a new file?
Let me tell you that. Okay, so the step 4 or step 5 file, these are the bash script file. Actually, I want them to write the bash script file. I have included some instruction in the MD
Okay.
MD what was the file called? I can't remember.
Okay.
The hands-on file actually. So
so how do they start a new file in there?
okay, so if you want to start a new file, then you have to click here, new file.
So if you are following, you are supposed to start a new text file by adding that, by clicking the new file name and give it a name. And then you have to copy or type whatever Rahat is showing
step
for your system.
Yeah,
okay.
Step dot. Okay. So if you want to edit that file, then you will have to go to the drop down menu and then select edit. Okay. So I want to open the hands-on file from Slack. But okay. Yes. So for the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, it's just the sbatch command, and it's actually just some description like how many nodes you will be using for your work, how many times you will be using.
Let's go slowly because okay. So the first line, do you remember what the first line is called?
Yeah, if you attend the
okay, what is the first line called? Shebang, yeah, Shebang. Okay, so let's go. This is the, if you're using Linux, Unix first time, this will be your first Unix script, but Rahat has already put the structure. You have to just type and copy. So just type and copy. It's not a big deal. So the first line is the Shebang that basically tells like, we are going to use the script called bash under the binary directory to interpret this rest of the file. Okay. And then next, all the lines that starts with a hashtag sbatch, those are the lines, commands that is only for the supercomputer. Okay. So those are, you are specifying what are you going to use in the supercomputer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first file is says,
first line is saying that
what is the J stand for?
Yeah, J stands for job name. I mean,
Okay.
you can use any name if you like.
So the first line is for the job name. You can give it any name. CompBio MD. It doesn't matter, right?
And second one is the important one. It is saying that how many nodes you will be using for computing. I'm using 3 nodes here, but I think you should not use more than 1 for now. You can scale up to whatever you like, but be careful about using these nodes parameter because it can eats up a lot of computing resource. Okay. And for the next part is I'm saying that I will be using 12 minutes of my time. And yeah. Okay, so the most important part here is the sbatch account part. We have to write the project number here. Our project number is PGS0299. If you don't write it, you can't be able to run it in supercomputer. So yeah, that's the most important one.
So why don't you leave it? Let people copy and write it.
Yeah. Another thing is that I have included this command in the Slack hands-on file. So maybe you will need to download that file and open it.
কিন্তু রাত ওইটাই খুলে রাখো, ওইটা দেখুন, কারণ তুমি হ্যান্ডস-অন তো একই জিনিস দিচ্ছ।
হ্যাঁ,
তাহলে ওইটাই খুলে রাখো, বারবার
একটু আলাদা জিনিস দিচ্ছি ওখানে,
কিন্তু মানে এইটাই তো ইউজ করবে স্টেপ 4,
রাইট?
হ্যাঁ, তাহলে এটাই খুলে রাখো, ইটস ওকে।
First by. So for the next part, module load part, you are just telling them to load the NAMD software. I don't know if you have gone through the, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Oh, আসতেছি। তোমার কম্পিউটারে ওটা ইয়ে করতে হবে, আনপ্যাক করতে হবে, এটাকে মুছে দিতে হবে। আবার আপলোড করা হচ্ছে আফটার এক্সটেনশন। Okay, so anything that starts with a hashtag after the sbatch command, they are just for comments. Okay, so if you have to type too much, you don't have to type the comments. Just go to the commands. Like that's, yeah. So you can type any comments. Okay, so because we are all distributing our course material through the Slack channel called course material, If you have not add that in your channels, just click add channel. It will give you the options. Add the course materials. And then we have all the course materials so far there now, and we'll upload the future course materials there too. So add the course material Slack channel to your.
So, okay, let's get started once again. Yeah, so I think all of you have copied from the template submission file and paste your comments into your step 4 file, right? Okay, so these S batch comments are for Slurm configuration, and you will see something like that. I think for you it will be, yeah, it will be similar, I think. Yeah, you will need actually you will need the need to change after run namd. You will have to use run namd command instead of namd2. Right, run namd replacing namd2. Can you do that? Good. And then you have to give the file path of step 4 equilibration.input file. It's a little bit tricky. As you can see, the term GUIs are in my home folder, and in that, oh, sorry. Huh? But তখন ওনাদের shell access নিতে হবে। না, সেটা আমি পারবো, কিন্তু ওনাদের তখন shell। Okay, opens an ON shell access. You'll see something like that. Oh. Okay, you have to detect the step 4 equilibration input. I think if you use ls command, you will get something like that. Okay.
Okay, so this step is to just, because these file directories name are really difficult.
Yeah.
So what you should do, open a shell, go to the folder where your step 4.input file is there, right? So you can go cd/charm GUI / so go to that folder. Okay. And once you go to that folder, just hit pwd. If you remember from the Unix class, pwd is like present working directory. So it will give you the directory name. And in that input file that you are creating, change, copy that directory name to the in the input file. Okay, so go cd to your directory, and just where the step 4 is .sub is there, hit pwd.
Yeah.
And then instead of that, so you're going to change that to whatever directory. So,
oh, this one is opened in the browser. Let me open it, another one. Oh, sorry. Yes. Just give the directory you have seen in your NAMD folder, charm GUI NAMD folder.
Okay, so yeah, let's say might be a confusion.
Okay.
So your folder name might be different than his, right? So make sure. So the whole idea is here. You are saying, okay, you are saying run NAMD, and then you have to give the file that you want to run. So that file is under some directory, under some directory, and name of the file is step4 equilibration.input. Okay, so now you all have the step4 equilibration.input, but your directory name might be different, slightly different, and that what you need to find out. So directory name is starting from
Home.
Yes, so this is not home. Hold on.
Yeah.
So-
Step4 file is in home.
Huh?
Step4 file is in home.
Okay, so
yeah.
so this is let's put dollars capital home slash at the beginning. Okay, to follow this, what it is saying is like, and you should follow this because right now the step4.sub file is in your home directory, but it may not be in your home directory. It may be somewhere else and so on. If you did not put the $home in front, then it's going to look for a subdirectory, wherever the step4.sub is, it's going to look for a subdirectory under it and so on. And that may not be the case. It's better to give the full path name. So the first part, capital home, means whatever is your home directory. Okay, so it will be like slash user slash Rahat or slash user slash Shishir, whatever it is for you, that will be, sorry, yeah. So if you do echo, yeah, so that will be the first part. Under your home directory, you have a directory, whatever called charm GUI and so on. And then another directory, and then another directory. So what I want you to do is, like, instead of writing this huge thing, you can go to the directory where this file is and hit pwd, and that will give you the name of this whole directory. And then you can copy and paste.
Yeah, let me show that to you. My charm GUI folder is in home. So ls
No, yeah.
charm GUI. I will go to the charm GUI 3 and then charm GUI 7 and then named. And then if I type pwd, it will give me the whole.
Let's do an ls to see, make
Yeah.
sure the file is there.
And also ls step4 equilibration.inp.
So if you just, even if you hit an ls, you'll see all the files there. And if this file exists here, then you want the directory where it exists. And if you hit the pwd, that gives you the directory name.
Yeah.
So you can copy the full directory, actually, then you don't even have to use the home. So you can copy the full directory. So copy. Oh, it's hard to copy.
Browser.
Oh.
I don't know if it's,
copied.
I'm not sure if it's copied. Let's see.
And then you can,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So you can move, yeah, remove the whole directory name, not the file name. Yeah, and then hit the, yes. So now you gave the whole, you gave the absolute value of the directory. And then, in the future, if you don't want to use the first three part, the users, PGS, and Shapayat Rahat, you can replace those first three part with
Home.
dollar, yeah, $home.
$home.
All right, let's give them some time.
Yeah, yeah. Also, let's.
Okay, so anything that starts with a hashtag is a comment. You don't need to write those, copy those lines. Okay, don't worry about it. Anything that is without a hashtag, that's a command that's going to do the work. So the only only line, command line so far we have is this 3 module load. That means we are installing the software. We are installing Intel compiler. We are installing software to run in parallels called MBA pitch, and we are installing the software called NAMD. So there are 3 command line. And then the 4th command we have. So all the in between, you don't need it. Okay. The 4th command line is run underscore NAMD. And then what files to run, you have to have the directory and the file. Okay. So those are the just.
There are some lines included is bcast or something like that. Best will be if you remove those lines. You don't need those lines because it comes from another template or another files. So yeah, just delete those files lines. Just open the template. These lines, you won't be needing these lines. Just these lines, you won't be needing these lines. Just delete those lines. Can you do that?
Okay, I'm going to go over, because this is getting a little complicated. I'm going to go over this file step by step and try to minimize it as possible. Okay. So first, let's go what are happening. The first line is just telling this file has to be interpreted by a bash, another command named bash. So that has to be, the shebang has to be there. The next line is called the next, anything that starts with S batch, they are for the Slurm, and the options that we have is -j is the job name. You can give any job name. How many nodes do we need? We are going to run it on one node, because if you remember, each node has 28 CPU. That should be enough for this. The time, we're giving 12 minutes for now. It will be a short run. Exclusive, and all this has to be 2 dashes. Exclusive means like you don't want anybody else to run on your node. You just want your node to be run by yourself, okay? So you are requesting a node just for yourself. And that's why it's called exclusive. Why do we need exclusive? I'll explain a little bit later. If you do not have exclusive, what do you do? Okay, and then the account is PhD. And then let's delete all these comments, because these are making confusion. So we're going to delete all these. Okay, so next part, our command is module load. So what is a module load? So module load, in your laptop, you can install any program that you want. But in a community resources, that's not possible, because different people can have softwares that will contradict with each other. So you always use module load so that you only load the softwares that you need. But how do you know which software is available? Okay, so if you go to your terminal, and if you type module avail it will tell you all the softwares that's available there. Okay. So now exactly like we need the NAMD. Okay, so let's go to NAMD. Let's find NAMD. We are not there yet. Oh, was it before? Okay, NAMD is not there yet. Oh. We don't have NAMD there? Okay, so if you type module spider NAMD, it will give you the options of NAMD that's available. So you have two versions of NAMD, right? NAMD 2.12 and NAMD 2.13. So you have to choose between one of those options. Now here again, you have to go to the OSC website to see what other softwares you need along with the NAMD 2.3 or NAMD 2.12. Okay, so we definitely need NAMD. Let's say whatever Rahat was using is NAMD 2.13. Okay, so if we go back here, that's what Rahat is installing, module load NAMD 2.13. So we installed out of the hundreds of software that was available, we installed one of them, module load NAMD 2.13. Now, and if we try module spider, okay, so here is the other part. Now, if you type the specifically module spider NAMD 2.13, then it's telling you like you need two additional kind of software. One is Intel compiler, and there are different kinds of Intel compilers. So you need this combination of these and this. Okay. So one kind of Intel compiler, another kind of software that's called that's to run in parallel. That's the MVAPH. That's for running in parallel. Okay. So those are the two other kinds of software you need. And you do the module spider your version, you get it. So I think Rahat chose one of the combination. I think he chose Intel 18.03 and MVAPH. So that's where those informations are coming from. Okay. So you need, like I want to install NAMD. What other software do I need along with the NAMD? And that's where it's coming from. Now, the MVAPH, I believe it's a parallelization. I haven't read it for a while. It's a parallelization within a core, but if you want to parallelize deep between nodes, like between two nodes, then you may have to get an MPI, another software called MPI, and so on. And if you do not put the exclusive option, then you are asking for, let's say, 28 cores, you are 28 CPUs. If you do not put the exclusive option, you can be allotted 14 in one, 10 in another, and 4 in another node. Okay, so your communication speed between the different CPUs is going to slow down, and you have to use a different kind, probably called MPI in that case. Okay, and that's why the exclusive option is good if you are happy with the 28 core within a node. I have 28 core within a node. So structurally, you can think a node means a box. like your desktop, okay? Within the desktop, you have a motherboard. In the motherboard, you have the 28 CPUs. So they are talking to each other by direct silicon connections. Those are faster. Now you have two nodes being like two desktop. If you have two desktop, then you have to connect a cable between the two, and the communication is slower, okay? And those communications go through a program called MPI. So that's the idea you remember. So if you are happy with a 28 core, you want it exclusive. If you want 56 core or something other than that, you should still say exclusive, but then you may have to, your communication will be a little slower, and you may have to use certain kind called MPI. So that's where all this cryptic message is coming from, okay? So you have the module spider and so on. Okay, and then let's remove anything that we don't need. So I'm going to remove anything that I don't need. Okay, so it's actually a simple file, 4 lines of commands, 3 installation and 1 command, okay? So the command actually says, run MD, I'm going to run like something like, we'll build a command. Run MD, that's the command, that's going to say run MD. And it's going to, now I have to give the input file. So some kind of input file, okay? So what happens is, whatever this file will be saved, whatever this file, like whatever you are running on sub, step4.sub, whatever this file is saved, if you just say input file, so let's say it is saved under your home directory, and you say like, just run my input file, yeah, whatever, let's say our input file is step4. So that's my input file. So it's going to look for that input file wherever this file is, but it's not necessarily there. So, and this is where the structuring of your data comes handy. You always want the files that are supposed to be together. Like if I was running that, I would not have put the step4.sub in the home directory. I would have put it, I would copy it all the way to the directory, to the NAMD, because this step4.sub file, it is submitting a NAMD file, which is in my NAMD directory. So that's where I would have put it, okay? So you always put the file together where they should be, okay? So this is, right now, this is in your home directory, but ideally it should be in this directory, okay? So, but now, next is like, even if it is in this directory, you don't use just the file name. The reason is it's always a good practice to give the full directory name, because later in the, you ran it 6 months later, you says like, oh, I need to move this file in a different directory for a better organization. And then this will be an invalid command, because if you move that step4.sub to a different directory, then it's not going to find this file there, right? So it will be, so it's always good to give the exact full name, right? But again, we are lazy. We don't want to give the exact full name. And that's where we use a lot of alias, okay? So one of the alias is $home. How do you find the value for the $home? So if you go, anytime there are lots of dollar values, you'll see is used in your script, okay? And there should be a dollar on all capitals. So if you do echo $home, and it shows whenever you type echo $home, it's going to replace that with this value. Okay, so that's being a lazy and smart. Right? Instead of typing all those big things, I'm going to type all the time $home, right? So your absolute path should be /user/this/username, but you can replace it by $home. So that's what it is, the $home here. So I'm going to be, $home and whatever file it is under. So that's the single line, and we are ready to run. I hope that clears all the confusion right now. And let's see, are we all ready to run? I think we have 15 minutes before we get hungry, so you have to run in 15 minutes. Yeah, so because we don't want to type a lot of things, either we personally or the people who are setting up a supercomputer, they create what we call areas that is like something starting to power. So that will give you okay, so anytime you power, so every instead of trying to like whole things that you have yeah. But why is that? Is it in the same file? I think it's a better practice to use the full record. Reason is like in the future you need to use the file here. But in the future, it might, if you just give the stable information around now, but in the future, it will the file. No, future of good stuff. Yeah. আমরা কি রান করতে রেডি? রাহাত দেখাও কি করে রান করবো?
Oh, okay. আপনি ওই লাইনগুলো কেটে দিচ্ছেন? আচ্ছা, ওটা কিন্তু একটা দরকার ছিল, মানে ওটা So I think all of you have saved the file like this. Okay, so we'll now run the batch file for step 4 with the command as batch step 4 dot sub. So our job is now submitted. So if you type sinfo -u and then your username. Oh, sorry, SQ. Then you see that your job is now running. So you can see that in the ST or state section, it is written that is in running or R state. If you see that is in PD or pending state, then you'll assume that it is the job is submitted, but OSC is just trying to submit your files in the compute node, and you have to wait for some time to run those files. Okay, so I think we have to wait for some time to run this.
Yeah, why don't all of you run? Then we'll take a dinner lunch break, and then we'll come back and look at the result. Yes. সব লাস্ট পোর্শন গুলো যদি ইয়ে থাকে ওটা সেভ করছে এই এক্সট্রা লাইন গুলো এটা কি খুলছে জাস্ট এডিট সেভ এই ফাইলটা কিভাবে খুলছিল কোনোভাবে বন্ধ করে যে আমরা ইয়েতে টার্মিনাল এখানেই ছিল এই ডিরেক্টরি ছিল এইখানে না না ওগুলো লাইন এটা কি হচ্ছে একটাই কাজ করতে পারো মানে লাইন ব্রেক মানে হচ্ছে শেষে কোনো ঝামেলা হচ্ছে যেটা করে জিআই ইউজ করছে আগে না ওগুলো ইয়ে না লাইন ওই আমরা সেই প্রোগ্রামটা দেখি তখন আসলে ভাবতেছি হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ পুরোটাই করে হ্যাঁ এক কাজ করে especially instead of expecting units line words, especially it's especially oh এই যে এখানে ওটা আমি করলাম নাকি সব ভালো এখানে তো জিএসএম রাখতে পারো ওইটা ক্যাপিটাল জি ওকে that class না না ওটা সমস্যা ওকে সবার প্রোগ্রাম রান করতেছে না কারোটা রান করতেছে না এখনো ও ওকে চল চল কেন রান করতেছে না হ্যাঁ submit is that আচ্ছা যদি এলএস করবে তো কোন আসলে তো ভুলছি ওকে হ্যাঁ slam.out আসছে তো তার মানে হচ্ছে যে প্রোগ্রামটাতে কোনো ভুল হয়েছে আচ্ছা তাহলে হ্যাঁ তার জন্য মানে কতক্ষণ আগে সাবমিট করছেন হয়তো আমি জানি কতক্ষণ নাম হচ্ছে লেটস লুক এট vi slam. অথবা তুমি ওই ওইটা থেকে দেখতে পারো ফাইল যে করতেছিল ওয়েবসাইটে গিয়ে হ্যাঁ ওখানে দেখো slam.out হ্যাঁ ওই যে ওইখানে কোথায় দেখতেছি ফাইলে দিতে হবে এখন নানোতে করো ওকে নানোতে ওই ওই ফাইলটা দেখতে হবে হ্যাঁ ওই যে slam.something দেখুন VI বা নাম হ্যাঁ এই তো ফাইল আছে নামটা থাকে দেখুন এরর কিছু একটা প্রবলেম এরর হয়েছে Oh, oh, okay, 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 I see. Okay.
আমি এখানে এটা সেভ করেছি, এটা সেভ হয়েছে, বাট তারপরে এখানে যে রান দিব, রান দেওয়ার পরে আসলে কিছু বুঝতেছিলাম না, পরে আবার নতুন করে ওপেন করেছি, এখানে রান দেওয়া
ওকে ঠিক আছে ওটা কি রানের পারমিশন এরর রিড পারমিশন রাইট পারমিশন নাই হোম হ্যাঁ দেখো ওখানে রাইট ওর স্লাম আউটপুট পাইলে দেখো পারমিশন নাই কেন ওর দেখি না ওটা নামটা না তুমি নাম সাবমিট করলে কি করে দেখি এটা একটা কি ইউজ করতেছো ভিআই বা নাম এটা কি ইউজ করতেছো এটা সেভ করলা তাই তো তারপরে টার্মিনালে যা এটা না না এটা কিসে ঢুকছে এটা ওকে ওকে নতুন তো আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে এটা এলএস দেখি এটা কোন এখানে কি আছে এখানে এলএস তোমার সাবমিশন ফাইলটা কোথায় না ইটস ওকে ওইখানে যা যাও এলএস আরেকবার হ্যাঁ ওকে তার মানে তোমার এখানে সাবমিশন ফাইলটা নাই তাই তো কোথায় সাবমিট করতে তুমি সিডি চার্ম দুই করো সিডি চার্ম দিয়ে স্পেস দিলেই হবে স্পেস ট্যাপ করো ট্যাপ ইকুয়ালি ট্যাপ ট্যাপ এন্টার এলএস তোমার ওই স্টেপ 4.সাবটা করো তুমি কি এই নামে সেভ করছো স্টেপ 4.m নামে এম নামে করছো ওকে এবার তুমি তো দাও এস ব্যাচ স্টেপ 4.m এস স্পেস স্টেপ 4.m এন্টার ওকে তোমার স্ক্রিপ্ট এমটি তোমার স্ক্রিপ্টটা সেভ হয় না এটা কি নাম সেভ লিখতে হবে ক্লিক করে সেভ সেভ করতে পারেনি কোনো কারণে এই ফাইলটা খুলছে ভিআই হ্যাঁ তো ভিআই ওইটা তার জন্য ওই ফাইলটা এমটি হয়ে গেছে আবার লিখতে হবে ওই ফাইলটাতে সব ওভাররাইট হয়ে গেছে হ্যাঁ আরেক তুমি ওই পুরাটা দেখো কপি করে একটা ফাইল বিআই তে লিখবে না এখানে লিখবে হ্যাঁ নতুন করে পাবো কিন্তু ওকে হ্যাঁ আমরা লাঞ্চের পরে আইসা করতে পারবো হ্যাঁ 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 লিখ করো লিখ করে ওই নতুন করে এই ফাইলটা আবার লেখো আর কি হ্যাঁ স্টেপ 4.m টা বা স্টেপ 4.m ডিলিট করে অন্য একটা ফাইল খুলে আবার ওইটা লিখতে পারো হ্যাঁ
আমার হচ্ছে এখানে একটা প্রবলেম দেখছিল যে আমার এখানে কিছু 10 লাইন বেসিস
হ্যাঁ
আমি কনভার্ট করে ফেলছি স্যার আমার অ্যাকচুয়ালি আইডিয়া নেই যে এই লাইন বেসটা কোথেকে আসবে
যখন টেক্সট এডিটে এডিট করছিলাম মনে হচ্ছে ওরা হচ্ছে টেক্সট এডিটে কোনো ক্যারেক্টার ওটা স্পেশাল ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ বেটার যে ওগুলো ভিআই ইউজ করে না আমি সেটা আমিও পাইনি কিন্তু সামাও একটা প্রবলেম করতেছে আর কি হ্যাঁ এটা ভিআইটাই ইউজ করাটা বেটার কিন্তু ভিআই হচ্ছে যে প্র্যাকটিস করতে হবে
বলছে যে expected units level। So I need to
ও আচ্ছা ও আচ্ছা এটা ইউজ করতে ওকে গুড জানলাম এটা আমি জানতাম না ওকে ডস টু ইউনিটস ওকে হ্যাঁ তারপরে কিন্তু এখন তোমার রান শেষ হয়ে গেছে ওকে আমার মনে হয় কোনো একটা আমরা এটা রিরান করবো লাঞ্চের পরে আমার মনে হচ্ছে যে কিছু প্রবলেম আছে আমাদের পারমিশনে দেখতে হবে হ্যাঁ সেটা এইটুকু করে okay I think we can take a lunch break because this your run may not run because there are some permission issues and maybe we need to look into that why the files are not running. Permission issues means like that NAMD program does not have permission to write in the directory. So, okay, so that might be the problem. So why don't we take a lunch break and we'll be back at 2:30. Okay, so it's a good lunch break. Enjoy. And we'll get back at 2:30. And oh yeah, we're already 10 minutes late. So, okay, let's go for lunch. We're back at 2:30.
হ্যাঁ এবং টাইমটাও না একটু বাড়াই দাও কারণ আমি 3টা নোট মিস করেছি